Hello Facebook family, it's Dawn Cartwright here in Santa Monica. I'm back home for the Facebook Live. I decided to start just a minute early so that I could see what it's like to film on the beach. So I know I'm a little bit in shadow. Here's me without shadow, there's me with the shadow. And welcome everyone who's just now joining me. Today we're going to explore the transcendent quality of relationship from the tantric perspective. So once again, welcome everyone, and I do realize that I'm a little bit in shadow. Thanks for the hearts. I've just gotten home from Europe. I'm still stumbling around on the European calendar, the European time, and super excited to be back in Santa Monica. Have something really exciting to share with you today. Oh my God, I love all the hearts. Yeah, we're going to talk about the transcendent quality of relationship from the tantric perspective. So I'm using today this wonderful model by a doctor who has done some research about the power of the other. And he's talking about how our relationships are actually what is needed for us to go to the next level of our potential as men and women. And I really like this perspective because it fits along with the perspective of Tantra, which is that our relationships are a very potent place for us to realize what we need in order to become more of who we are, how to be more intimate. The relationship itself is a teaching ground. So let me dive right in. Welcome everyone to Facebook Live. Hi Danny. Danny's in Amsterdam saying hello to me. Here I am on the beach. Here I am on the beach. So let's get started. There are 4 places that we can go in relationship, and I want you to, as we're going along, hi Meg, welcome. As I'm explaining these 4 places, of course it's general. Hello Georgina. All my European loves and also Tennessee loves. Aw, thanks for the hearts. You guys, I have to stay focused. I only have 10 minutes. You can tell what stage I am. So there's 4 different ways for us to experience relationship looking at this model. This doctor explored Navy SEALs and how they reach such high levels of human extraordinariness, right? And it was through relating and through relationship. What he found is that nobody does it alone. That in order for us, the way we're built, in order for us to really become who we are and what we can be, that we need each other. So let's talk about the first place. Let's talk about the first place that we could be in relationship. And again, I want you to see, where do you fit? Where are you in the relationship dynamic? So the first place is that we're a closed circuit, right? We don't need anybody. We're really happy on our own. We can do it all. We can make it all happen. We're really self-contained, right? And I know for myself, I've lived a lot of my life in that quadrant of relationship where it's all about being self-sufficient. It's all about not needing anybody. It's all about not being attached. It's not about asking for help. It's about figuring out solutions. And this is really valuable. It's really helpful. And it does not take us into a place of transcendence in our relationships, right? It's helpful. It's a way of relating that is valid and important at times, but it is not how we reach our potential. Hi Linda, love you too. I miss you too. Linda's also in Amsterdam. So that's the first one. The first place that we could be in a relationship is to be self-contained, not need anybody, be really self-sufficient, to have it all down. How many of you can relate to that? Can I get some thumbs up if you can relate to having ever been in that quadrant of relating, right? I got this handled. We even go on dates with each other and we're like, oh, I've got it handled, you know, this is all, you know, just not really opening ourselves. Yeah, we got some thumbs up. So a few of us have been there. Now the second quadrant of relationship is where we are actually, we're actually really looking at, we're actually really looking at gaining approval. So the second quadrant of relationship is where we're in a relationship, but the whole point of the relating and all we do during that entire relationship is try to get approval. We're trying to gain the interest, trying to draw the interest of the person that we're hoping to be in relationship with. How many of you have ever experienced that? Let me get some thumbs up. If you've ever experienced being in a relationship where your primary focus was on doing it right, you know, breaking the secret code, figuring out how, yeah, there's some hearts. I have definitely been that person also, where the whole relationship is all about how can I make sure this person never leaves me. Lots and lots of hearts there, so lots of us can relate to that one. That's the second quadrant of relationship, and we've all experienced it. And again, these are all in small doses very healthy parts of relating, right? It's important to know what our partner likes, but when we find ourselves feeling badly, when we feel embarrassed or we feel ashamed about ourselves on a consistent basis, then we know that we've entered into that second quadrant of relationship, where the relationship is more about gaining favor than it's about being authentic or truly intimate. Now the third quadrant of relationship, so tell me if you can relate to this one, is when we are in a relationship, but we are really a social butterfly, right? So we're in the relationship, but what we're doing is we're constantly going here and there. We're jet setting around the world. We're always involved in exciting new projects. We're taking on tons and tons of work. I'm getting lots of hearts here. I think some of you can relate to that. Thank you for all the hearts. And so we're so busy. We're on this endorphin high. We're on this rush, right? We're on this super big rush, and but we're not intimate. We're not relating. We're not actually connecting with the person that we're involved with. We're just getting high. You know, we're getting high on events and interests and on making it big in our career and things like that. Again, in a small amount, this is a good thing. But when it starts to eclipse the transcendent quality of relationship, we know that we are actually hiding from ourselves. Now the fourth, so there's 4 quadrants. The fourth quadrant, oh, I hope he finds something amazing. There's a man searching for treasures on the beach. Great metaphor. So the fourth quadrant, what's the fourth quadrant? The fourth quadrant of relationship is when we realize that relationships are as important to us as oxygen. They're as important to us as drinking water and having food to sustain our bodies. This is when we realize that relating, asking for and giving intimate support, authenticity, sharing, asking for help, asking for a relationship, like actually saying, I want a relationship with you. That this is where we actually dip into and begin to activate the synergy that relationship is meant to offer. When our relationships begin to fuel our lives with the power of 2. Really, the power of 2. Lots of hearts on that one. We love that one. Hi, Claire. Claire knows lots of people in quadrant 3, including herself. I love this honesty. So see, Claire just stepped from quadrant 3 into 4 just by making that admission. So let me tell you a little story. I'm here on the beach. It's a beach where we have small waves. There are definitely surfers here every morning and every evening, but we don't have the big waves. And in the world there is a surfer. His name is, I have him written down here, Garrett McNamara. You surfers out there know exactly who I'm talking about. So there's this really great story, a couple of great stories about Garrett McNamara. This is the man he holds the world's record for the Guinness Book of World's Record for surfing the biggest wave in the world, a 100-foot wave in Portugal. And so this guy he's a badass, right? He really knows about surfing. Hi, Claire. Great to see you. Hi, Rafael. Hello, welcome. Hello, Majid. Welcome, everyone. So, okay, Garrett McNamara, world-class surfer. I mean, a 100-foot wave. This is terrifying, right? And this man surfed this wave. Here's another story. More recently, he was on a wave, another huge wave, and he experienced the most horrific wipeout in the history of pro surfing. He was on the wave and suddenly he lost his footing and he literally skipped like a stone across the face of this huge wave. I think it was like a 68, 70-foot wave. Broke his shoulder, mangled himself, was very, very badly injured. And you know what he said after that accident? He said, you know what had happened? He said, I lost my connection to the wave. I had turned into, basically saying he had turned into looking for the thrill, the buzz, the excitement of riding the big waves, but he had lost his connection to the wave itself and to the ocean. And so this is such a great story, since we're here at the beach, I wanted to share that with you about what can happen for us when we forget about our relationship, whether that's a relationship with each other, with our own body, or with a wave. So we just have a couple of minutes to go here. Hi, it's so good to see everyone. This is where I live. This is Santa Monica. I live like 5 blocks from here. I know. I'm so lucky. Come visit me. So I'm going to give you a practice today, and this is the first of 3 days. Today we're focusing on the transcendent quality of a relationship. Tomorrow we'll focus on the transcendent quality of intimacy, which is taking relationship just to that deeper, sweeter, bit more sensual level. And then on Friday I'll be talking about the transcendent quality of sex. So I have actually 2 practices for you today. And, aw, Jenica, the surfer story makes her cry. No. Aw, what is it that touched you about it, Jenica? Tell us. Tell the worldwide Facebook community. Yeah, what touched you? So let's start with the first practice. This practice is from the Vigyan Bhairav Tantra, one of many tantric texts. And this is a text that is literally a conversation between 2 lovers. The Vigyan Bhairav Tantra is Devi, which is you, it's your body, it's life, and consciousness, which is your awareness of life, your body, having a conversation about how to solve the mysteries of being alive. And, oh, here comes some lifeguards. All right, you'll see them driving by. And so they're having this conversation and they exchange these love poems that are meant to wake us up to the transcendent quality of relationship. Are you ready? Hello, Marga, welcome. So here we go. The first one is Sutra 2. So can I read it to you? Let me read to you Sutra number 2. As breath turns, oh no, Sutra 61 I want to read you first. As waves come with water and flames with fire, so the universal waves in us. And so what I invite you to do right now is to feel the wave of connection between you and me. We can do this right now. We don't have to go somewhere else. We don't have to sit in a room, close our eyes, light a candle. I mean, you can, but you don't have to. You can sit right there, and I want you to feel, I'm going to invite you to feel how you are giving to me right now by giving me your attention, by being here with me on Facebook Live, by giving me all these hearts and all this love. I love all of you. And how I'm giving to you, how I'm loving you, how I'm saying hello to you, how my energy is really peaking because all of you are here. So in this moment, just let yourself recognize the waves between us. possibly even flames. There's certainly a lot of flames in California right now, not hard to imagine that. But maybe you're feeling some of the love. David has his tea. He heard me talk about how tea is my ultimate turn on when I was in Ireland. So yeah, right now, feel that wave between you and me, and notice that you can do this all the time, anytime. That's what I love about these sutras, is there are things that we do automatically, naturally, and that we can incorporate into a practice. Oh, I'm loving all the emojis. Gorgeous whales and dolphins and fire and waves. So feel the waves. And now you ready? Because we just have a couple of minutes more. I'm going to give you the second practice, which will help a little bit. Because sometimes I look at something like this and I go, all right, so I can see you on the screen, Dawn, but how do I receive you? Or I know I'm looking at you, I know you're talking to me, but how do I give to you? So let's do this. This is sutra number 2, the one that I was almost on the first time. So sutra number 2 from the Bhagavad Bhairav, as translated by Osho, my man Osho. Let's get some hearts for Osho. Love you, Osho. As breath turns from down to up, and again, breath curves up to down, through both these turns, realize. All right? So, oh man, I really have to get a tripod. I ordered one. I did. I'm going to have one soon. So let's do this one together. Let's, all of us, you can have your eyes open or closed, and feel yourself breathing right now. Just feel how your body expands and how it contracts as you breathe. So feel that expansion and the contraction, and feel it like a wave. So you've got the waves going on in the background, maybe you can hear them, and you'll notice that your breath moves a lot like the waves. That it moves in, it expands the body, like the waves moving onto shore, and then it collapses and it moves out of your body like the waves moving away from the shore. And this is also a key to life. It's that in relationship, we are constantly moving out into relationship where we discover ourselves through the other. And then the wave flows back in and we experience ourselves through our self-inquiry that results from our intimate interactions in relationship. Is that making sense? Can I get some hearts? You know what I mean? So from the bioenergetic standpoint, so we're all breathing right now, breathing in, feeling yourself get a little closer to me, breathing out, feeling yourself get a little closer to you. It's just that simple. There's some hearts. Some people know what I mean. In the bioenergetic model, our energy moves in and out. We pulse, just like our heart. And that pulsation takes us into intimate encounter with each other as we move out from a safe, boundaried core and back into that same core and experience the digestion, the inquiry that comes from our intimate relating. And this in itself creates our container, our core, our boundary, our strength, our confidence and wisdom in the world. So I will tell you a lot more about this in the days coming up. But for right now, let's do a little review. Hello, Mylene. Hello, Reg. Hello, everybody. Let's do a little review. So what are the 4 quadrants of transcendent relationship? So the first 3 are actually avoidance. So let's talk about those first. And let me get some hearts and thumbs up for those of you who are late. And give me a little bit of, talk about it in the comments. Which one are you? Which one do you find yourself in the most? So number 1 is self-contained. I don't need anybody. I am an island. I've got this handled. Come on, fess up. I know some of you are quadrant 1s. Yeah, there we go. Good job. Then quadrant number 2 is for those of us who, this is a tough one for me. I keep forgetting what number 2 is. So it's probably the one I need to work on. So number 2 is when we're more concerned about what other people think about us than being authentic. Ouch! So we're more concerned in keeping someone's attention and making sure they don't leave us than being really authentic in our intimacy. Let's get some hearts, let's get some thumbs up. I know some of us can relate. Thank you, Tim. Quadrant 1 is Tim. Okay, good, good. There's a few quadrant 2s there. And now quadrant 3 is the social butterfly. So busy, like, oh my God, you've got like so many great projects going and you're so busy and you don't have time to phone your lover, you don't have time to have tea with friends. You lose relationships because you're super, super busy. How many of you are quadrant 3? Lindsay's a 2. Oh, lots of 3s. Lots of 3s. Can you be all of them? Of course you can be all of them, Jenica. So what's the opposite of 1? I'll come back to that, Claire. It's a great question. And then quadrant 4. I know all of you are quadrant 4s also. This is where you're truly authentic and you give and receive and you ask for relationship. You actually say, hey, I want time with you. I am available to hang out with you. I'd like to help you with your project. Can I come over and help you garden? Can I come over and make you dinner? And by the way, any of you that want to do that, you know my Facebook address. So quadrant 2 is Michelle in her professional life. Great. So Claire was asking us what's the opposite of quadrant 1, you know, where we're self-contained. So that would be very, very, you know, we really need somebody to know we're okay. That's quadrant 2, right? So the opposite, sort of the opposite of 1 is 2. Mylene is 1 and 2 and combined 3. Lindsay wished she could be a 4. We're all 4s sometime. We're all of these sometime. So I invite you in the next 24 hours until I see you again here on Facebook Live to practice in your life these 2 meditations, feeling the wave of giving and receiving in every interaction, including your interaction with your own body. Michelle is back and forth between 1 and 4. Great, wonderful. I love this honesty. See, we're all becoming quadrant 4s right now. And feel the giving and receiving that's happening in every moment. These practices are atomic. If you'll practice them, they are so simple that it will blow you away how effective they are. And then the second, which is to feel your breath moving in and out of your body like a wave. Feel the expansion and contraction of your body. Feel that take you closer and to the outside world and then closer back into your own core. I love you. Here's my invitation. I have lots of them. I am here in Santa Monica. I would love to see all of you this Saturday night at Mandala for a Divine Lovers Rose Petal Puja and Cacao ceremony. And then on Thursday next week, Sex Actualization, it's the hottest thing in Santa Monica, is starting up Thursday night series where we really dive into what's possible when we actualize our sexual potential. And then November 4th and 5th, I'm teaching a weekend workshop for all of you who are coming in from out of town. November 4th and 5th, Ecstasy of the Heart, lots and lots of love, lots and lots of these practices in all the different workshops and classes. So I love you. I'm feeling myself receiving from you. I'm feeling myself giving to you. And I will see you tomorrow, same time, different place. All right, lots of love. Bye.